What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, and I'm here for the news. And recently, there was a shooting in Memphis where a young man, Tyree Nichols, was beaten to death by 5 police officers in Memphis. Now, there has been another shooting in Los Angeles where a double amputee, Anthony Lowe, was allegedly wielding a knife, and the police officers allegedly shot him in the back. Now, the story that's being told by the family is that he was just shot in the back and the police had no reason to shoot him. Now, some of the things I'm going to say in this video, some people might disagree with, completely disagree. I might find somewhat offensive. Is this a pro-black channel? Absolutely not. This is 100% a pro-truth channel. Am I pro-Negro eventually gaining power and ruling over all nations? 100%. But before we can do that, we have to live in the truth. And we have to deal with some cold, hard facts and realities that sometimes it's not always the police's fault. Sometimes people do things to get their ass shot. Now, let's take a look at the video, and we can all play a little bit of Couch Detective, America's favorite pastime, and you can figure it out for yourself. But I'm going to give you my opinion. Let's take a look.
Family members are calling it murder. The fatal police shooting of a double amputee who witnesses say tried to get away from officers in Huntington Park. Police say 36-year-old Anthony Lowe had just stabbed the man and then tried to throw a 12-inch butcher knife at officers.
His family says Lowe was experiencing a mental health crisis and didn't deserve to die. Tonight, they are demanding justice and accountability. Mary Beth.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis, do you think that's a reason not to get shot? Because I know for a fact that there's been a lot of people who have experienced mental health crisis, a mental health crisis, and they were still shot. Look, personally, if I seen a man, right, and he had just stabbed a man, and he was looking like he was about to do something to me with the knife, personally, I'm gonna bust him in his ass. That's just me. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you'll try to figure it out. Maybe you try to talk with him. Maybe you'll try to have a discussion. I mean, you can use what you want to use, but that's you. But if a man just stabbed a man, you can't ask the police to then do a lot of talking, because that means this man is willing to kill. So let's take a look at the video.
Live in Hollywood with more on the shooting and the investigation. Mary Beth.
Well, Mike and Sheriff family members say that he couldn't have been a threat, that he was an amputee in a wheelchair. However, officers say that they tried to detain him and do that by using their taser twice on him. However, they say it had no effect, and he still tried to throw his butcher knife at them, and that's when they opened fire. This hurts! This hurts! And we have these wonderful people here to help support us, all races. Grieving family members of 36-year-old Anthony Lowe stood in front of Huntington Park Police Department calling for justice.
I just want the truth, nothing but the truth, and justice for my son. My son was murdered.
LA County Sheriff investigators say Huntington Park Police responded to a stabbing call last Thursday afternoon. When they arrived, they saw Lowe, the stabbing suspect, who was also a double amputee, armed with a large butcher knife in his hand.
Before we watch this video, let me say this about the family. Obviously, it's unfortunate. You never, wish that upon family, but a lot of these people be out there in the streets, man, and the family members ain't giving two damn fucks about what they doing, got going, or how they living. Now, obviously, we know there's huge paychecks that get paid out when the police overstep their boundaries and kill somebody illegally. There's a lot of money involved. So the other lady was on TV hollering, but she wasn't shedding no tears. A lot of times people deal with these family members and they be sick of them. So this sometimes, I ain't saying in this case this is true, but we know sometimes there's family members you just don't, you can't help. You feel like ain't nothing I can do for this motherfucker. He's just out there. He's doing what he's doing. I don't know. He just stabbed the motherfucker. Now they gonna cry some crocodile tears. I could be wrong. I don't want to offend the family in that way, because obviously this is a loved one. But I mean, they never said nothing about the man he damn near murdered. You see, you know what I mean? Like, see what I'm saying? You see the hypocrisy in that? He damn near murdered a motherfucker, and then you talking about he got illegally murdered. So biblically, damn near, that's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But let's watch the video.
And they say he was out of his wheelchair and walking on his remaining limbs in the 1900 block of Slauson. Authorities say officers tried to detain Lowe, but he threatened them with a knife. Officers attempted to use their taser on him twice, but they say it was ineffective. Officers claim Lowe once again attempted to throw the butcher knife at them, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. Lowe was pronounced.
Now, if that was a white man with the ass shotting, I don't know. I have seen these type of cases where white people, they actually use discretion and don't shoot them. But you're a Negro. You got to know that. You just stabbed a man. You raised your knife twice at them officers. I mean, they're gonna, I mean, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know what's gonna happen. People always get into what's fair and not fair. This is not our rest. This is not the Negro's rest. Yes, we built this empire, but this is not our empire. We built it, but it's not ours. So we don't rule over the court system and the justice system. We don't get to police our own neighborhoods. Yeah, you might have a block, like you see one black cop here or there, but overall, we don't have control. So that means at all costs, the black man has to stay away from the police, and at all costs, he has to stay out of them courtrooms. At all costs. And what I mean by that is keeping your nose clean, living in the truth, moving with a purpose, doing the right thing, and making sure that you're spending time taking care of you and your family and not worried about the bullshit out in the streets. Because we know when you're in the streets, bullshit is going to happen. And if you think you just get to the court system and ain't no racism, you're a goddamn fool. And if you don't want to deal with racism, then you stay out of that courtroom. And you stay away from these officers at all costs.
Dead at the scene. This is a man, father, a son, a brother, who was gunned down by the police. So that's what matters to us right now. Lowe's sister reportedly says
he also was a man, a father, a son, a brother who just damn near killed a man.
That her brother's legs had been amputated last year after an altercation with law enforcement in Texas.
Oh, shit. I didn't even hear that part. Oh, come on now, y'all. This ain't even no real case. If you already had lost both your legs fucking with the police, if you ain't learned your lesson after that, then goddamn. They didn't already beat your legs out the first time for trying to kick it. Now your ass come back around here, you done stabbed the man, and then you raising your butcher's knife. Yeah. If I was an officer when I had shot him, yeah, I'd have popped him right in his ass. Because this motherfucker, he's overstepping his boundaries. You deal with the police once, that wasn't enough. Now you double back, stab a man, and you're fucking with the police again with a butcher's knife.
Family members say Lowe was having a tough time emotionally dealing with the loss of his limbs.
Just don't really understand how the police are here to protect and serve and to help our community, and yet, you know, they're hurting individuals in wheelchairs.
Lowe's family and
yeah, they're gonna really sell that wheelchair point. And you know, I kind of want to be with the brother, but like I said, this is a pro-truth channel, man. I'm not supposed to just sit up here and say, the police, that ain't right. Now, what ain't right is this nigga ain't learned his motherfucking lessons. What ain't right is he just stabbed a goddamn man and put him in the hospital and damn near killed him.
community activists believe police shot him in the back, and they think security video from a business at the scene can prove it. But they say sheriff's investigators...
They did shoot him in the back, but the thing about it is that he was walking away from them, but he was gesturing with the knife like he wanted to throw it back or swing it. Hey, man, you can't do that and expect to survive.
have the video.
Let me ask you, if you're a Negro and you watching this video, how many of y'all expect to survive if you already had one running with the police that lost both legs, and then you have another running with the police where you just stabbed a man, and then you wielding the knife, and then you acting like you're going to throw it or swing it? How many black men think you're going to survive that?
Share it with them.
We want specific justice. We want the district attorney, George Gascon, to criminally prosecute the executioners.
Well, I will say this. There's not a snowball's chance in hell that these officers will lose their job. No.
And police say that the man that Lowe allegedly stabbed suffered life-threatening injuries, remains in critical condition with a collapsed lung and internal bleeding. Now, the officers involved in this officer-involved shooting, they are on paid administrative leave, which is common protocol while things are being investigated. And we should also mention that as for any body cam video, or Huntington Park police do not wear body cameras.
Like I said before, you guys, when you're a Negro in America, you have to move with discernment, and you got to move with a purpose. You can't be randomly on the street just doing shit and expecting things to go our way. Life's not fair. And things are most definitely not fair for us as black men, or so-called black men. You're not going to just get out here, do anything, and expect nothing to happen to you. You know, but my condolences out to his family, but, when you move like that, you get moved on. But I'm Samuel Koppel. This is Sports, Life, and Politics TV. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Just because you lost 2 legs fucking with the police, that don't mean you should be back fucking with them right. Peace.